there's nowhere left to go. Nowhere except the oasis. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
They're going to see a story, and they're going to see characters, and they're going to meet the bad guys and the bad girls against the good guys and the good girls. And they're going to see a real old-fashioned adventure story, but achieving the level of authenticity, the level of photorealism in the oasis, which is the digital world that everybody's escaping to. That took 2.5 years.
Playing video games and watching movies are sort of both ways of escaping everyday life.
Yeah.
So which one is your choice?
Making movies is my choice. You know, video games I could do while still making movies.
Yeah.
But the biggest challenge in my whole life has always been, well, number one, raising a family, and then number two, making a film.
But you also like to watch movies a lot, right?
Love it. I watch movies. I watch 5 movies a week. Yeah.
So do you have any relation to Swedish cinema?
Well, all the Bergman films, certainly.
Yeah.
And of course, I've had the honor and pleasure of knowing and working with Max von Sydow. And Sven Nykvist was a friend of mine years ago. Yeah. And I love the Swedish early cinema.
So would you say you were influenced by Bergman in any sense?
Well, not as much as Woody Allen.
No.
You know, because Woody Allen was really influenced by Bergman. What I was influenced by with Bergman was whenever I needed to be reminded that it takes courage to direct, I would look at a Bergman film.
Because our future's being threatened. In the oasis.
I found something much bigger than myself.
Ask yourselves, are you willing to fight?
You know something, it's just a complete, it's like so many ingredients, so many different movies. You know, I know that the first movie I saw that made me want to be a director was Lawrence of Arabia. I know that. I know that the first Western I saw that made me, when I was only a kid, I was 9 years old, that made me want to go west was The Searchers with John Wayne, John Ford's great film. But there are so many different kinds of movies, not based on genre. I've never favored one genre. My taste in movies have been completely eclectic and all over the place.
And music? Were you also a big music fan?
I was a big Frank Sinatra fan. I was a jazz. I loved jazz. I grew up listening to jazz. And my mom played classical piano, so our house was filled with the sounds of Brahms and Beethoven and Chopin and Schumann and Schubert. And my mom played, and other people came over to perform little quartets in our living room. So I was late in discovering the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, very late, because I was so sort of inundated with classical music.
What makes Steven Spielberg a great director?
How trusting he is of us, and just how collaborative he is as well, and how he loves to soak up the magic with you. So he'll be in the scene, he'll be directing us through the scene and talking through us through each moment in a very enthusiastic way.
He's the real deal. He's just a really gifted communicator and storyteller, a very passionate artist, you know, someone who still cares about every single frame. You know, there was no cynicism, there was no sort of jaded whatever kind of thing. He was there, first there, last to leave, and he really, really cares.
One, he's just one of the kindest people I've ever met, and also one of the biggest and most enthusiastic fans of cinema and film. Like, I thought I was a big movie geek, but he, you know, not only does he know more about cinema than anyone I've ever met, but he also has like a personal connection to so many movies and filmmakers. You know, you mentioned Blade Runner, and he'll say, "I was on the set of Blade Runner," or you mentioned Scarface, and he'll say, "Oh, that was my friend Brian De Palma. I shot second unit on Scarface." Like, he just takes it to one extra surreal level.